Hello everyone, welcome back. So before we are moving forward with the further some like that logical tree and some other operators in ESQLs, let's understand how we can create the field and how we can delete the field in ESQLs. So if you want to create some field under the output root, then you can use the create field syntax. Similarly, if you want to delete some field from the output root, then you can use the delete field, or in similarly we can use the null. Null will also work to delete the field in the output root. So we can create the field in output root with the help of create field. We can delete the field in output root with the help of delete field. Similarly, if you want to attach some part of logical tree, then you can attach, and if you want to detach some part, detach means removing some portion, some field from some field from the logical tree, and attachment, that part that you have detached you can attach in somewhere in the logical tree. It's called the attach. Then as name suggests, detach means removing a portion, attach means adding a portion. It means removing a portion of a field from the logical tree, and attach means adding that portion to some other place in the same logical tree is called attach. So let's understand each one of them in detail. So let's move to the toolkit. So what I did, instead of expending some right time in the uh, writing the code and creating the flow, I already written the codes, and I believe that it will be better for you if I will explain. I will give more time in explaining than and showing in debug mode rather than writing the code, because I can write the code in the parallel to video itself, but it will take much time and the video will be going to be longer. So that's the thing, I thought to let's write the code and explain the things in detail. If you want to see the videos where if you want to learn the parallelly how we can write with this course, with the I have the another videos on the YouTube. You can go there. My YouTube channel is Learn and Pass Official, and where I have already taught these all topics. But the problem is that most of the lecture there are in the Hindi language, not in English language. So if you know the Hindi language, or few of them are still or English, then if you know the Hindi language, you can go there and you can watch the video and you can get the each of the topic there also. Okay. But here I thought rather than writing the code, let's explain the code in detail. That will be a more beneficial. So what I did, even I will explain each of the thing in details, so you don't need to worry. Okay. So what I did, even I created application with the new application. I just given the application name as the create ESQL create delete app. Under that, I created a message flow with this name. After creating the message flow, I just use the three nodes. That's the simple flow that till now we are using. That's the MQ input node, MQ output node, and compute node. In MQ input node, in property, I am just using the test.in is the queue name to read message from the queue. Okay, and browse message from the queue. And in input message parsing, I am using the XML and SE so that the parser can allow only the XML message, and apart from that any other message is going to reject. Okay. In parsing option, I am using as a complete instead of on demand, because if you select it as a on complete, it will give, if in case of any some parsing error happen, and in case of some validation error happen, it will throw an error and you are going to see the parsing and validation error. Again, in compute mode, I am just writing the code. and in MQ output I'm just using the test.out queue to write the message to the queue. So with the help of test.in I am just reading the message, at with the test.out I am writing the message, or in compute node I just written the code for the creating the tree, deleting the creating the field, deleting the field, and attach and detach these all things. So we will be learning each one of the theme in details. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it. Before that I want to tell you one thing. I have used the same code. If you example, if you remember, this is the input message that we have used earlier for the other what I say that other examples, where the main where the student details is the parent, under that we have the child as a student, and these are the further childs of the student, that is the name, role, class, marks, and the branch. Few of the thing I have added new, like that I have added the class as a second year. It was earlier it was a fifth, so I just increased the fifth to the second year of the engineering, and I added the engineering branch as a CSE, that is computer science engineering. The few modification I did in the same XML message. So we are going to use this XML message for the this lecture demonstration. Okay, so I hope you are going to enjoy the lesson. So if I tell you, if you remember, if you recall the previous classes when I was explaining this application, that the simple transformation, so where I was doing a transformation from one format to other format. So you can see what I was doing previously transformation. Let me see if that's XML is present. You can see I was doing transformation like that. If from this format I was doing transformation to this format, right? If you recall this, okay. And another I have, if I check, you can see, or there are some other message. Okay, I don't exactly remember. Okay, so this type I was converting from the order XML to the sales XML, something like that. I was doing earlier transformation, right? So same thing, if you remember what I did, I just declare as a inref as an input root, and with the help of set command we are just creating the field, and in that field we are assigning the value from the input root. So the same thing, because this is the simple message, so we did one-to-one mapping, and if that is the array, then we used to do array to array field mapping, like that. You can see this is the first array. This explains that this is the first array of the sales. First array means this is the this one, this is the first array. Okay, this is the second array, and this is the third array. Okay, so similar manner we have written for the first array, similarly we have written for the second array, and similarly we have written for the third array. Okay, so this thing we have already explained in detail. Okay, this is also creating the field. You can see, if you remember, if you are writing the set output root dot xml nsc dot sales data dot sales, that is also creating a field called sales. And if you are writing here as a one, so it will be just creating the first array of the sales, and under that we are again we are using dot name. It means it is creating the field called name, and under that we are just assigning the value from the input root with the help of inref reference variable. Okay, so same example I have also taken here. If you see here in the create field, what I am doing first I am declaring inref as a reference variable till student. So if you see here, I am declaring till what data I am declaring till student. So what is should be the value? Declare inref is the reference variable. I am referencing to what I am referencing. I am referencing to this input root dot xml nsc is the xml message itself, and dot student detail dot student, so it is still, so inref is pointing till student. So if I want to access the name, then I can use the inref dot name. If I want to access role, then I can use the inref dot role. If I want to access the class, then I can use the inref dot class. If further I can do inref dot marks to fetch marks, and inref dot branch to fetch the value mark branch. Okay, so we have used the reference variable to reference the input message till the student, and with that we can fetch the value. So you can see here what I am doing here. I'm just assigning the value inref.role, inref.class. These all value I am just taking from the input and assigning to the output. And similar thing what I did here, I just created the field because I want this to be transformed into this format. Let me just check where is the format. Okay, this is not the, this is another. Okay, okay. So this format I want to again transform into this format where a student detail tag I am just converting into the candidate detail, and a student tag I am converting into the candidate. And rest name, roll number, class, these all thing I am keeping as it same. Okay, so what I am doing, I am just taking this as a input, and in the output I will be getting like that. Okay, my motive is like that. So for that, I'm just what I need, I just creating the output root.xml is the xml message itself. And what I need the candidate detail under that candidate, under that name. So this will be the tag will be created till here like that. In output root dot xml nsc dot candidate detail dot candidate dot name will create the candidate field, and under that what I value I need to assign, I need to assign the Risu Tiwari, and this Risu Tiwari will take from where, I will take from here. So how can fetch I value from here, I can fetch value from inref.name. So that's the thing I am assigning here, inref.name. So I am creating a field till name, and after that I am assigning value inref.name. Inref is pointing till a student, to a student dot name. You can see a student dot name is the value name that I will get. Similarly I am doing for the role, class, marks and branch, same thing I am doing for these all the stuff. And that's will create the field till this set thing will create the field till name, roll number, class, marks. These all field will be created with the help of set command, and we are going to assign value from the input root, okay, to each one of the field. Okay, that's the one way we can create the field and we can assign some value. So that's the simple way, that the below are the two way that we have covered. Below are the way, let me write 25. Below are the way that we have covered already to do transformation from one format to other format. If you can see, this is the format already we have discussed, where what I am doing, I am just creating the field, this output root, this candidate detail dot candidate dot name with the help of set command, and I am assigning the value directly with the help of from the input root with the help of inref is pointing till a student. So I am using inref dot name. Okay, so that's way we have already discussed. In this lecture we are going to discuss these all stuff. Other way we can create this field, because these are the field we can create in other way. So how can we achieve the thing? Before that, let me run this same command and let me show you in debug mode, and let me try to um, debug the flow, and I will be further, I will be using the other stuff also to explain you, and in this way in debug mode. Okay, so let me first create the bar file. So SQL. Okay, just I given any random name, select the application, ESQL create delete app. Okay, okay, save. Okay, it has been saved. Okay, so bar file has been created. If I will go under independent resource, under bar file, you can see that this has been created. Let me deploy. You can see currently it is not deployed here, so let me deploy the bar file. Debugger is already launched. If you see here, debugger is already launched. You can see here something showing like that. You can debugger is already launched. So let me hit the flow. Let me select the message, and the queue name is the test.in. Let me select the message. The message is student detail, right? And this is the message that I'm taking, right? Student detail, name, roll number, class, these all things. And let me check if any message I have in the output already. So currently there is no message in output. Okay, let me write the message. I just written the message to the queue. Okay, its debugger has been launched. Let me go inside the compute node. You can see with the help of inref, I will be declaring a reference variable till student. So if I will do a variable has been referenced till student, you can see. So all value under the student will be showing here. So inref is pointing till a student. So under inref, what are the value present? These all thing will be going to show here. So you can see all thing will be going showing because inref is pointing directly to a student. So inref is directly pointing to, so we can directly access the student with the help of inref. And under inref, these all value are present. That's the reason these all value are showing. So if you want to access the name, then you can use the inref dot name. Same thing I am doing here. Inref dot role, inref dot class, inref dot marks, inref dot branch. This all is going to we give the value corresponding to this. Okay, the same thing I am using here. If you see in the output root, currently in the output root there is no field created here. But once I will execute this command, a field called already output root is there, because output root is the by default. But under that your xml nsc candidate detail candidate, this name field is going to create, and under that the value inref dot name, that inref dot name, that is Risu Tiwari, is going to assign. So let's see after executing. Okay, you can see I have executed, and if you see under the inref, you can see the same field has been created and name under value has been also assigned. So what has happened? Field called output root dot xml nsc has been created. Under that candidate detail also created, candidate created, under that name created. You can see dot name, and the value from the inref dot name, that is the inref dot name, that is Risu Tiwari, has been assigned here. Okay, similarly if I will execute for the other, then same value, same way the value for the other is going to also assign. So if I will move forward, you can see the value for the other will be also going to assign. You can see value for the name, role, class, marks, similarly it has been assigned. What is going to happen? So similarly for the other, like that output root dot xmlnsc dot candidate detail dot candidate, under that marks, this all field is getting creating, and the value is getting assigned from that here inref dot marks, that is the this 58 is going to assign. Similarly I am going to execute the last line. If you see here, currently branch field is not showing here. So once I will execute here, then branch field also going to show here, and the value will be going to take from the inref dot branch, that will be CSE, so that will be showing here. So let me again move forward, and if you see here again under candidate detail candidate, you can see branch is showing here, and this value we are taking from the inref dot branch. So we are taking from the inref dot branch and assigning to the field that we are creating in the output root. Okay, so in this way we have seen how we can create the field, and let's say same thing we are going to see in the output. So if I will browse the output to the test.out, you can see the same message we are seeing here. Okay, so in this way also we are creating the field in the output root and assigning the value. But this is the some basic way. If someone is a beginner and they don't have the knowledge, they can use the thing. Okay, but later we can enhance the thing into the some other way. Okay, so let me first comment this code, because I don't want to, I want to other thing to explore. Okay, so if you go further, that's the one way we can explore the thing. We can create the output root fields, we can create the output root fields, and we can assign the value from the input root. Okay, that we have already explained you in the previous class also. Okay, now let's explain the some other way, different way to use the create and delete statement. Let's understand the first method. First method, in the first method what we can do, let me comment uncomment this also. Okay, so okay, so in the first method we can use the create field syntax. With the create field we can create a field, and further with the help of outref we can reference that field that we have created. So what I am doing here, I am just creating a field till candidate, because I need in output till candidate, right? And what I am doing here, that field I am just referencing to the out with using the outref till the candidate, and directly I can use that outref to set the value that against the name, because outref is pointing till candidate. So outref is pointing till candidate. So if you want to access the name, set the name value, then you can use the outref dot name, outref dot role, outref dot class, outref dot marks, outref dot branch. And what value you can assign? You can assign the value with the help of inref dot name, because inref is pointing till a student. Then you can assign the inref dot name, inref dot role, inref dot class, inref dot marks, inref dot branch. So with the help of inref.name, we will access the value from the input root, and with the help of outref.name, we can set the value to the output root. Okay, so that's the thing I have written here. You can see that's the way I am doing. I am using the outref.name because outref I already declared till candidate, and under candidate we have the name. So that's the thing. So under candidate we have the name, so that's the I'm using the outref dot name, and I am fetching value from the inref because inref is pointing till a student. So in this way, the first thing you have to remember in method, what I'm doing, with the help of create field, I am just creating a field till candidate, and with the help of declare outref, because I am declaring a reference variable outref which is referencing to candidate. And further, with the help of outref, I am just with the using the dot name, and against the dot name field I am assigning the value with the help of input root using the inref reference variable, because inref is pointing to the student, and with the help of inref dot name we can fetch the value from the input root with the name this thing. So let's me execute the code and let's see how it is working. Okay, so again I have just made the change into code, so I need to again build and save the var file, and let me I can deploy the flow. So the bar file has been deployed, so let me hit the flow. The flow has been hit. Okay, bar file has been created, not deployed. I think it will deployed. So okay, let me check if I am hitting to correct flow. Okay, message sent, whether it is in output showing. Browse the output queue. Let me again write the okay. It is still showing into this queue itself. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me try to again build the send var file. Not sure why it is getting stuck. So this type of this problem sometime happens, so you don't need to get into trouble this thing. Okay, sometime this type of situation happens. Okay, let me try to deploy the flow, or let me do one thing. Let me check if the previous flow has been terminated or not. Okay, previous flow has been terminated, and let me terminate the debugger, because I will launch the debugger again, because I have launched the debugger from the longer time. That's the reason it's creating problem. So let me terminate the debugger. Okay, debugger has been terminated. Let me again deploy the var file. Not sure why it is taking so much time. Let me do one thing. Let me cross the toolkit and reopen it again. Sometimes this type of situation happen where toolkit need to reopen. So I have reopened the toolkit. Okay. And in between, let me tell you what I did in background. In background, I just for data flow engine, I just kill the process for data flow engine because some my data flow engine was get stuck, and when I was trying to launch the debugger, and still it was getting problem. So I just killed the process with the, or in Windows I end the task for data flow engine, and I again it got restarted. Sometime this type of situation happens, so you need to troubleshoot the thing. Okay, so let me again deploy the solution. So my flow, let's wait the you can see the flow has been deployed successfully. Now let me again launch the debugger. So debugger has been launched successfully, you can see. Now let's hit the flow. So let me write the message. Okay, message sent to the queue. It came here, message came here. Now let's go inside the compute node. You can see I, with the help of inref, I am declaring a reference variable till a student. So again, same thing, I don't want to explain again. With the help of create field, I will be going to create a field till candidate. So if you see here, under output root, currently nothing xml nsc dot candidate detail dot candidate is present. But when this line of code is going to execute, a field called output root dot xml nsc dot candidate detail dot candidate is going to create. So let me show you. You can see the field candidate xmlnsc dot candidate detail dot candidate is going to create. Okay, so now the field output root dot xmlnsc dot candidate detail dot candidate is ready. You can see the when you use the create field and the field name, so it is going to create a field till here. So it basically creates the field output root dot explainc dot candidate detail dot candidate. Output root will be by default because output root is a tree, so it is by default. So you need to use the output root because it will tell where we need to create these all fields. Okay, again with the help of outref we can reference the tree which we created with the help of outref. So if I will do here, an outref will be variable be created, and this outref is pointing till candidate. This outref is pointing till candidate. So now we can use the outref dot name to set the value against the name. So that's the thing I'm using outref dot name, that will going to set the value under the candidate dot name. That is basically what is going to happen because outref is pointing till candidate. So outref dot name will be the candidate dot name, outref dot role will be the candidate dot name, outref dot class will be candidate dot class, outref dot marks will be candidate dot marks, outref dot branch will be the candidate dot branch. So since these all five field will be going to create under the candidate, and the value we are going to assign from the inref pointing till the student. So it will be like that: student dot name, student dot role, student dot marks. So this all value will be going to assign to the each one of the field. So let me show you. You can see under the outref dot branch, outref dot name, outref dot role, outref dot class, outref dot branch, this all thing is going to create. And same thing you can see here, the candidate under candidate, you can see the same thing is going to create. So I have not executed a last line, so it is showing till the marks. Once I will execute the last line, branch will also going to see. So what is happening, just already told you, outref is pointing till the candidate. So if I will do the outref dot name, so outref dot name, it is basically the candidate dot name. So this value field will be going to create, that name field will be going to create, and the value we are assigning from the inref dot name, that is the inref dot name value I am assigning here. Okay, so in this way we can create the field. If I will do again return true, it will move forward, and same thing we are going to see in the output. So if I will do in output, let's me browse the latest message. So you can see the same message in the output, same thing, right, as expected. So what I concluded from here, is that if I will use the create field, and whatever the thing I am writing here, it is going to create the field till here. With the help of outref, we can reference the field that we have created, and after that, with the help of outref, we can further we can with the help of already the set, we can create the field. So I am further creating the field called name, role, and these all field with the help we are creating with the help of set command, and assigning the value with the help of input root. Okay, now let's understand the delete field. How can we delete the field? Let me again uncomment the delete things, and let me redeploy the far file to show you. Okay, so the field that we have created, we can delete using the delete field, and either using the null. So let me go again into debug mode, and let me directly explain the thing there else itself. That will be better. So I have deployed the flow. Let me hit the flow. Currently in the output there is no message, right? I just written the flow. If you see here, let me go inside the compute node. In inref has been declared field. With the help of create field, I will be going to create a field. You can see the field till candidate has been created. With the help of, I am just referencing the field that we have created till the candidate. Further, I am just creating a field name, roll number, class, marks, and the branch under the candidate, and I am assigning the value with the help of input root that inref.name. Okay, so if you see here in the candidate, we have the what is the value we have in output root dot xml nsc dot candidate detail dot candidate. Under candidate we have the name, roll number, class. Okay, so suppose I want to delete this field candidate. I don't want the candidate I don't want this candidate field to be there in the output root. So how can we delete the field? Okay, so we can delete the field with the help of delete field. So similar way, the delete create field, we can write delete field. To delete field will delete the field, and where it is going to delete the field that we are referencing. So outref is referencing till the candidate, so it will delete the candidate field only. So so only once I will execute this line, the only till it will be going to what is going to stay. It is going to stay output root dot xml dot candidate detail is going to stay, and this candidate and under whatever the content under that, it is going to delete. Okay, so that's the one thing you need to remember. So what is the syntax? The can delete field, and the field which we are going to delete, that we need to mention here. So I am just writing outref because outref is already pointing till here. Instead of outref, if you want to directly keep this thing also, so you can keep instead of outref directly, you can keep this thing also. So that will also fine. So if you keep instead of outref, if you keep this one, that will also fine. Okay, so let me execute the thing. If you see, I executed a delete field, and after that, let's see what is showing. You can see only candidate detail is showing. Okay, so now only output root dot xml nsc dot candidate detail showing, because I have deleted the field called candidate, because outref is pointing till candidate. So once I will use delete field, once I will use delete field this thing, so it will delete the last tag, that is the candidate tag. If I will use the create field this thing, so it will create till last tag. So that's the difference you need to remember. So if you will use create field this thing, so it will create a field till candidate. If you will use delete field till here, so it will delete the field last field, that is the candidate field. So you can see the candidate field has been deleted, and the value against that, the name, class, roll number, these all thing has been deleted. Okay, Similarly, there are other way to delete the field. Suppose in the same example, I don't want the candidate detail because there is no value under the candidate detail. So I just want to delete the candidate detail also. So what I can write, I can also use the null thing. I have one option. I can write like the delete field output root dot xml dot candidate detail. If I will write till here, so it will delete the candidate field also. So delete field output root dot xml nsc dot candidate detail will delete the candidate detail. But other way we can do output root set output root dot xml nsc dot candidate detail directly. If I will write equal to null, so it is going to delete the field this, because we have already learned that if we will directly assign a null value, it means we are deleting the field. And if I will write mention here a value like value before the equal to, so it will assign a null value to this field. So that's the difference between the assigning a null value and deleting the field. So if you will directly assign equal to null, then it will delete this field. If you will write value before equal to, then it will assign null value to this field. Okay, so once I will execute this, see what is happening. You can see, if I will, you can see the candidate field also has been deleted. So what has happened, the now the candidate detail field is also not present under the output root. So in this way, what we have learned here, with the help of delete field we can delete the field, with the help of create field we can create the field. Also we can use the null. If you will directly assign a null value to a field, so it will delete the field. If you will want to especially specify the null value, then you have to mention value before equal to, so it will assign a null value. So now you can see the candidate detail also has been deleted, and we can move forward with the return true. So we have moved forward to return true. This is failing because you can say it is giving exception because this is not a correct XML format, right? No root element was found. So that's the thing you can ignore. That's not a big thing. And now that's one thing we have done. Okay, explain the thing. So we have deal with the deleting the field. Let's move forward with the other ways we can explore the thing. Okay, so let me again comment this thing. Delete field is all things. Okay, so let me comment the thing. Let's move forward to the method 2. So in this method, what we are doing previously, what I have done previously, I have explained the thing. If you see here in the previous example, I was creating the field and I was declaring the field. Now here I am just doing opposite. I am just first declaring the field, I am creating the field, and with the help of as, I am just pointing to the field, to the variable. So I am just creating the declaring the reference variable till output, and after that I am just creating a field called till candidate, and with the help of as syntax I am just referencing the field that we are creating till outref1, and same thing I am doing till so what I did here outref.name itself, same thing I am doing here. The same task is happening, but the only thing is the way we are writing. The here what I am writing, I am just creating the field till candidate, and with the help of outref I am just pointing outref till candidate. Here what I am doing, I am just creating a outref till the output root, and I'm just creating the, because this is required, because this is some why we are writing like the why we are writing this line. The mandatory thing is that if you don't mention this line, it will give a error. Reason is that outref1 should be declared as a variable data type, right? And currently if you will ignore this line, so it will give a error, because it will tell like the outref1 has been not declared as a data type. So it is mandatory to declare outref1 as a data type. So that's the reason we are declaring the outref1 as a reference data type, which is pointing to the output root. Okay, so I have declared outref1 as a data type. After that I am just creating a field. What field I am creating? I am creating a xml nsc dot candidate detail dot candidates, same thing that I have created here, and with the help of as syntax I am just pointing till here. So that's the thing. And same thing with the help of as outref1 is pointing till candidate, so we can use the outref1 dot name outref, it is outref1 is pointing till here, so I can use the outref1 dot name outref dot ref1 dot roll, these all thing to create the field name, roll number, these all thing with the help of set command. And I will be assigning the value again from the inref.name with the help of, because as inref is pointing till a student, so I can use the inref.name to the fetch the value and assign the value. Okay, so let's hit the code and let's try to see in the debug mode what is happening. Okay, so again, so let's deploy the code. I think I have deployed, let me, I redeployed it again, maybe I have forgotten it. Okay, so bar file has been created and redeployed, and let me hit the flow. So let me write q, it came here. Let's go inside the compute node. I have declared the inref as a reference variable to the input. You can see after that currently outref1 has been not declared, and currently in the output root there is nothing. Okay, so once I will execute this line, you can see the outref1 variable has been declared, and which is pointing till output root. And under output root, if you see, there is a only properties is present, so it is showing only properties. Okay, so outref1 variable has been created which is directly pointing to output root. Okay, now with the help of create field, what I am going to do, under output root, if you see currently xml and see these all thing is not present, so I am going to create a field till candidate. And further with the help of as syntax, I am going to assign outref1 to till candidate. So you can see, so under this, if you see, till candidate has been created. So with the help of create field, I'm just creating a field till candidate, and now outref1 is pointing till candidate. So what I can do, outref1 dot name is equal to candidate dot name, outref1 dot roll is equal to candidate dot roll. Okay, so that's the same thing. So let me again move forward. If you see further, you can see outref1 dot name is equivalent to candidate dot name, that already told you. Outref1 dot roll number is equal to candidate dot name. Okay, the same thing what I am doing here, I'm just creating the field name, class, roll number, these all field creating with the help of set command. and I am assigning the value with from the input root, that with the inref is directly pointing till a student, so inref dot name, that's we are fetching the value that from the input and assigning to the output, and we will see in the output what value is coming. If you see in the output, same thing you are going to see. So let me show you. I will browse the queue. You can see same thing is showing, right? So in this way we can also create the field, we can, and we can with the help of set command also we can move forward. Okay, so what we have learned here, we have created the field and declared, and here we have declared the field and created it. Okay, so let's me explore the some other ways also. Okay, because there are many ways, so I want to explore the few other possible ways. Okay, let's try the third method, third way. Okay, here what I am doing here, I am just declaring a variable, reference variable till output root. Same thing I am doing what I have did here. And here instead of using the set command to set the value against the name, I am directly using create field to directly assign a value against the variable. So what is the command is, what is the syntax is that create field, this is the field creating till name. You can see here I was creating till candidate, but here I am directly creating till name, and I am just pointing till outref2. It is not mandatory to point till outref2. You can avoid this line also, that is not mandatory. And I am assigning value directly with the help of value syntax. I am assigning value from the input root, that inref dot name, that is the student dot name is the inref dot name, the student dot name is the inref dot name. Okay, because inref is directly pointing till a student, so it will be the inref dot name. Okay, so similarly for the other, that create field, I am just creating the field till role, I'm creating the field till class, I'm creating the field till marks, I'm creating the field till branch. So with the help of create field, I am just creating the output root fields, and with the help of as syntax, I'm just pointing the field that I'm creating, and with the help of value, I am assigning the value against the each field. Okay, so let's see that this all thing in the debug mode, how basically it is working. Okay, the video may be going longer, but I actually, if you want to understand the each of the thing in detail, so you need to just keep a patience and try to uh, learn the thing. Okay, so I just debugged the flow, heated the flow, and let's go inside the compute node. With the help of inref, just I am referencing the input root. You can see inref dot name, it is in this way we can fetch the value, because inref is pointing till a student. So with the help of inref dot name, we can fetch the value. With the inref dot role, we can fetch the value. Similarly, outref, I'm just creating and pointing till output root. You can see in output root currently there is no XML NSE field is there. Okay, so once I will execute this line, what is going to happen? Create field will going to create a field till name, as output root is going to point till name, and value, with the help of value, I am going to assign this input value, that inref dot name, that is inref dot name is the Risu Tiwari. So this will be Risu Tiwari. So this Risu Tiwari is going to assign against this name. So field is going to, with the same line of code, with the single line of code, we are going to create the field and assign the value. So let me show you. You can see. You can see field is created till name and the value has been assigned. So what I'm doing, creating the field till candidate name, and I am assigning the value from the input root. So let me again do the some other field also. Now you can see I have created a field, all field except the last one. So if you see under that, I have created the role, class, and marks. The same thing I'm doing, I'm just creating a field for the till role, I'm just creating a field till class, I'm creating a field till marks, I'm creating a field till branch, and I am assigning a value corresponding to the inref. So inref dot class, role, and these all stuff. Okay, I'm just assigning the value, and this value is getting assigned to this one, this value is getting assigned to this one, this value is getting assigned to this one, this value is getting assigned to this one. Okay, similarly I can assign a value for the branch also. Okay, see, if you can see, I have assigned the value for the branch also. You can see branch value as assigned. Okay, so in this way, what I did, I just created the field and I just assigned the value. Okay, and outref just I used to exj pointer, it is not mandatory to write. Okay, so let me move forward and let me just write the message to the queue. And if you see here, if I will browse the queue, you will get the same output. Okay, so one thing you need to keep in mind, it is not mandatory to write as in the ESQLs. In same code, if I will just remove the edge, it is going to same work. Okay, so in not only here, you can do anywhere something. Okay, so if I will just remove the edge, it is also going to work same thing. Okay, because edge is just act as a pointer to point the field that we are creating. So with the help of edge, we are just referencing the data type that we have created to the field that we have created. So let me deploy the flow. Just I want to test to show you. So the flow has been deployed. Let me hit the flow. I just hit the flow. Flow came here. Let me go inside the debug mode. And ref reference has been declared. Outref has been created. You can see currently in the output root there is no field has been created till now, This time I am not using the outref, so there is no outref will be, outref 2 will be only, it is going to, even this line is not required. I just forgot to remove this one, so even this line is not required for now. Okay, so you can see after running this what is happening. So this all, you can see after running this all thing can output root dot xmlnsc dot candidate detail dot candidate dot name, this all field has been created, name, role, class field has been created, and value we are assigning from the inref. You can see I am assigning inref dot name, inref dot role, inref dot class, this all value I am assigning to this output root. Okay, so in this way, without the edge syntax, we can achieve the same thing. And if I will see the output queue, let's see what is value. You can see the same message. Okay, so in this way we have achieved the, we have seen the third approach also, how we can create the field in the ESQLs. Okay, let's explore the few other ways. Okay, in the ESQLs, let's explore the method 4. In method 4, what I am doing, I am just doing the same thing but in other aspects. Okay, I am just declaring a variable, a reference variable outref3, which is pointing to output root. Okay, with the help of create last child of output root dot xmlsc dot candidate detail, as outref it is, either you can write or not write, because here you are using outref 3, that's the reason it is required. So because we are setting the value name, role, class, so it is required for now. Okay, so you need to see, we need to see the situation whether outref as pointer is required or not. For this case it was not required, so it was not good to write, but for this case it is required, so you can use the add outref. Which domain we are using, we are using the xmlnsc, so we can mention here domain xmlnsc. And the which field we are just creating, we are creating the candidate, so name and the field we are creating the candidate. In other way, with this line of the code and this line of the code, this line of the code dish and this line of code, these all are having the same meaning. Okay, so I just did comment for the other because I don't want to show these all four, I just want to explain the thing. Same thing, what I'm doing, create last child of output root dot xmlnsc dot this time what I'm doing here, this time I can mention here as this thing because this is required, so I can mention this thing. And instead of this domain thing, if you want to skip the thing, then you can skip and directly assign a candidate against the name. Okay, and this will create a field. If you create a field using the simple command like the create field output root dot xmlnsc dot candidate detail candidate, this command is going to work same thing that we are doing with this line. Okay, so this will be going to create a field called candidate detail dot candidate. Similarly, we can do as like that, create last child of output root dot xmlsc as outref3 and name candidate. So that's the same thing I have explained here itself. Okay, okay. So what I am doing here, let me explain you. If you see here what I'm doing, create last child. Okay, so I have explained you what is child, what is parent. Okay, so if I will explain things to you, okay, let me go through this XML. This is the parent, and under that we have the, this is the first child, this is the second child, this is the third child, this is the fourth child, and this is the fifth child, and this is the sixth child. Okay, this way we can say that there are order detail having the sixth child, and further orders having the for order these are the childs. So for order we can also say that there are 5 child. Okay, so for order detail we have the orders as a child, and for the orders we have the this customer name, quantity, total price, and the mobile number, these all are the child. Okay, so if I will say the for order detail, this order is the first child and this is the last child, and further you can say that order is the next sibling to this first child. You can say that similarly this is the previous sibling to the last child. In this way we can say that. Okay, so we, in this way we can explore the concept like that, first child, last child, previous sibling, next sibling, this all thing we can explain the thing. Okay, because this is the next sibling and this is the previous sibling, okay, of the last child, and this is the next sibling to the first child, okay. Okay, and these all are called siblings, okay. So in this way we can explain the thing, okay. So for this is for the many order, but we are explaining for the only one details, like that, only student detail, right? So for if I will talk for the student, for a student we have the one child student, okay. And let me go for this one because I want to explain this, okay, right? Okay, okay, where is the candidate detail type? Okay, this is the candidate, okay. So for candidate, okay, for candidate detail we have the only one child, so you can call this as a first child or last child, it don't care. So either you can write first child or last child. If there will be many child like that, if there will be many child, suppose this if it will be like that, if I will do modification to this, and if it will be like that, so in that case I can say this is the first child and this is the last child. So in this way we can say that create first child, it will create this one, and if we will say the create last child, it will create this one, okay. So but here we have the only one thing, so we can say that this is the either you can say that this is the first child or last child, but mostly people use the last child because if once you create the one child, it will consider by default as a last child, okay. So here what I'm doing, I'm just, if you understand this, what are the code written here, just let me copy this again, I'm trying to explain the thing, okay. So let me copy this here and to explain you. So what I'm doing, create last child of output root.xml is the whole xml itself, candidate detail. So I am just creating the last child of this. So last child is this, candidate is the last child, right? And giving the name as a candidate, okay. So I am just creating a last child of candidate detail and giving the name as a candidate. So that's the syntax you need to remember, like that, create last child of, to whom you want to create the last child, and what is the name of the last child you want to give, that you have to give like that, okay. And further if you want to explain the right domain, you can write here, or either you can ignore the thing. Further if you want to point you are whatever creating, you can write, or either you can ignore, that's the thing, okay. And if whatever you are pointing here, that is outref 3, it will point till candidate, that's the thing you remember, okay. And one thing, and let me just copy this thing also. If you remember what I have used the field create field output root.xmlnc.candidate, and it is just creating the field called xmlnc.candidate under output root, okay. The same, this line of the code is doing the same task, that's the another way to write the same thing, okay. So it is also creating the field called candidate, under the candidate detail it is also creating the field called candidate. So that's the another way to write the same syntax in same syntax of the line to write in another way. They create last child of candidate detail, the candidate detail, for candidate detail last child is the candidate, so we are just creating the candidate and giving the last child name as a candidate. The same thing I'm writing here, okay. The further the now outref 3 is pointing till candidate, to set the value to for the name, so outref is pointing till candidate. So you can use the outref3 dot name, outref3 dot role, outref3 dot class, outref3 dot marks to set the value against the each field, and again we are taking from the input root with using this thing, okay. So again let me try to save the var file and let me try to show you into debug mode, okay. So these all four line having the same meaning and in just written into different aspect and different design, okay. So we are just creating a field called last, we are just creating the last child of the, we are just creating the, if I will again explain, if we create, we are just creating the last child of candidate detail, and what is the last child name, that last child name candidate, okay. So let me again hit the flow. So if I will hit the flow has been hit. And if I will go further in the debug mode, you can see I just declared the inref is pointing till a student. So under student we have that is all value, so we can fetch the value with the inref dot name to let Sri Sutiwari. Further I just declaring the outref3 as a till output root. So I just declare outref3 till output root, and if you see in the output root currently there is no field like that xml and candidate detail is created. Once I will execute this line, what is going to happen, it is going to create a field till candidate. So the what field is going to create, field is going to create output root dot xml dot candidate detail dot candidate is going to create under the output root. So let me show you. No, so you can see I have executed the line, and let's see what is showing. You can see output root dot xml dot candidate detail dot candidate is created. So what is happening, it is creating the last child of candidate detail. Last child of candidate detail is a candidate, so it is creating the candidate. And what is the name of the last child? The name of last child is candidate. Okay, I have mentioned domain xml. If you don't want xml mention, it will also work as xml, but I have mentioned here. Okay, and similarly outref3 is pointing till candidate. So we can set outref3 dot name is candidate dot name, outref3 dot role is the candidate dot role, outref3 dot class is the candidate dot class. Similarly outref3 dot marks and outref3 dot branch is the candidate dot branch and candidate dot marks. Okay, so these all, once I will execute this all line, then this field under the candidate, that name, role, class, marks and branch is going to create, and the value further from the inref, that is inref is pointing till a student. So from student dot name, student dot role, these all thing will be going to value inref is directly pointing till a student. So under that inref dot name, inref dot class will be going to take value from respective input root and going to assign against the each field that we are creating. So let me again move forward, and you can see the value against the candidate, the name, class, roll number, these all thing has been assigned, and these all thing assigned from the in from the inref. Okay, and if you see here the output root, already told you outref3 dot name is equivalent to 3 to the candidate dot name. So outref3 dot name is just like that candidate dot name. Okay, because outref3 directly pointed to candidate, so outref3 dot name is the candidate dot name. Okay, and let's move forward, and you will see the same output in the output root, in the output queue. Okay, so if I will explore the output queue, you can see the same message. Okay, so that's all about the creating the field and deleting the field. Before I will move forward to the attach and detach syntax in the ESQL, I want to just summarize the thing again into in the create and delete. Okay, I will take 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so first what I did, I just declare a inref reference variable which is pointing till a student, so with the help of inref dot name, we can fetch the value from the name. There is a first way we can create the field with the help of set syntax. Whatever the thing with the help of set syntax, we can create the field, and we can assign field from the with the help of input root. Okay, so here what I am doing, I am just creating a field till name, I am just creating a field till role, I am just creating a field till class, I am creating a field till marks and branch, and I am assigning a value from the input root. Okay, now there are different way to create the field. First, what we have learned here, we can create the field with the help of create field, and further with the help of reference layer, we can reference the field that we have created, and with the help of set syntax, further we can create a field under that and assign the value from the input root. Similarly, if you want to delete some field, then we can use the delete field, and whatever the thing you are going to write, this for here I am writing delete field outref. So outref is pointing till candidate, so the last field, that is the candidate field, is going to delete. Similarly, we can whatever the value assigned against the null, that field is going to delete. So if I will write output to candidate detail, then the candidate detail is going to delete. Okay, similarly there are other way to create the field. Either instead of creating the field and declaring out reference variable, we can declare a reference variable, and we can create the field further, and with the help of as syntax we can, the field that we have created, we can reference to the variable, we can just reference to the variable, or we can say point to the variable. Okay, and further we can just, with the help of set, we can create the field. Okay, and assign the value. Okay, instead of using the set syntax, we can do also one thing. We can just if I will, you can remove this thing. Okay, so we can directly use the create field, and the field we can create till the name, and with the help of value I can assign the value against the each field. Okay, similarly with the help of last child we can do the same work. We can create the last child of candidate detail, and the last child name that we can mention under the name thing, and that is going to create a field till the candidate, that is going to create a field output to dot exponential dot candidate detail dot candidate. And further with the help of outref3, as we are using the outref3 in the pointer as a point which is pointing to the field that we have created, and the outref3 is pointing till candidate. So with the help of outref3 dot name, we are just creating the field name and assigning a value from the input root. Okay, so in this way we have explored the all possible way to create a field in the and delete the field in the ESQLs, and this way we are going to use in the further upcoming classes. Okay, so you don't need to worry if we are using the same thing. Now let's understand the attach and detach statement in ESQLs. If I will go through a definition, we can use the detach to remove, cut, or detach a portion of message tree, and while we use the attach to paste or add the part of message tree. Suppose, let's understand this message. Okay, okay, so currently this is the XML message, right? Okay, and here if you see, under we have the student detail, under we have the student, under that we have the name, roll number, class, marks, and the branch. Okay, suppose a college is preparing the list for the student, and what is the name, what is the roll number, what is the branch, and these all stuff, and what mark he has got in the examination. Okay, but the in the list we have seen that the common thing is that branch is the class. The all the in the all the list we are seeing the class thing is repeating. Even the branch thing are different, that some people are from the electrical branch, some people are from the CS, some people are from the electronic and communication, but the class thing repeating. So we thought, instead of writing in the under a student, I can do like that. I can either mention at the last here, or I can do like that. I can mention here in the first, and because this will not going to repeat again, and further if more student detail will need, then I can do like that. So this will basically reduce our effort, and also it will reduce the XML size, because you can see the this XML tag is not repeating each time, right? Because if I will mention this thing in each of the student tag, so my XML tag it will be going to increase, and the count for the XML is also going to increase. Okay, so in this way we can reduce our XML size, and it will make more readable. Because if you see here, if I will make like this XML, so what will happen, anyone going to read this XML, so he need to concentrate on the each thing, that's okay, this student belongs to second year, this student belongs to second year. Okay, but if someone is going to come here, and once he will check this XML, he can directly say that okay, this is the parent tag, under it we have the class tag is this, and further we have the these all student details. Okay, so it means that the he can say that this all the student present under the student detail belongs to the second year. Okay, so because this second year is the sibling to student detail, child, student detail having the two child, first child is the uh, sorry, okay, a student detail having the many child, you can, this is the one child, this is also child, this is also child, these all are a child. Okay, let me again modify this to the to make it one. because I want to explain the one for one. You can explore for the many thing. Okay. So if you see under student detail, we have the two child. The first child is this, and the second child is this. Okay. And further for this, it has many child. Okay. So what is the difference between this XML and this XML? If you see, remember what I am doing here, I am just detaching a part of the field and attaching it somewhere. That's it called detach and attach. Detaching means removing a certain field from the logical tree, and attaching means attaching the field that you have detached to somewhere else. Okay, the same here. What I am doing here, I am just detaching this part and attaching to here. And here if you see here, for this there is two child. This is the first child and this is the second child or last child. Okay, so I am just attaching this as a first child, and if you attach this as a last child, so it will be here after that. Okay, so let me explain the thing. Okay, so same thing what I did here. Let me uncomment this thing. So my motive is, in this lecture my motive is, I will be sending this as a input and I want this as a output. Okay, so let's understand the thing. Okay, so I just declare a reference variable inref1, because inref I already declared previously, so I just modified this as inref1, which is directly pointing till class, the field that we want to detach. It is pointing till a student detail student dot class. So it is pointing till input root dot xml extension dot student dot class. After that I am just executing detach inref1. Detach inref1 will remove this tag from the input message. From the input root, it will just remove this field. It will remove this field. Detach will remove this field. Okay, and after that what I'm doing here, I am using attach. What I am attaching, I am attaching inref1. Inref1 is the class to input root dot xml dot student detail dot student. To I am attaching to a student as previous sibling. So as previous sibling for a student, what is the previous sibling? There will be, currently there is no sibling for the student, right? So I can, there will be a, if I will write next sibling, so it will be like that. After student, after, next sibling is till here, and if I will mention the previous sibling, so it will be here. So if I am writing as a previous sibling, it will be here. If I will be writing as a next sibling, so it will be here. So I'm just writing as a previous sibling, so it will create a, it will attach the field to here. Okay, so let me modify the thing again. Okay, so let me execute the code and let me show you. Okay, for the what are the output, what are the thing coming into input, I'm just sending to output. Okay, so let me again save the thing and let me try to show into debug mode. Okay, because showing in debug mode is the more beneficial thing. Okay, so let me try to deploy the flow. Okay, flow has been deployed. Let me again hit the same flow message because I need to hit the same message. Okay, I just hit the same message, and if I will go under the compute node, you can see inref that is not required. Okay, you can see I am just declaring a inref1. Inref1 will point till class. So let's see. You can see inref1 has been declared, and this inref is pointing till class. It is pointing directly till class. Okay, so Now if you see here in the input root, currently what is showing, you can see this is the input root, right? And this is the output root. Currently output root I have not created anything, you can see. But in input root, if you see here, currently we have the input root dot xml dot student detail dot student dot name, class, roll number, these all thing is present. Once I will write, once I will execute this line detach inref1, and inref1 is pointing till class. So what is going to happen? This class tag is going to delete. So what is going to happen? In same message, this is going to delete. Okay, so it will create like that. So let's me execute the thing. You can see I just run the detach, and let's see what is showing in the input root. Now you can see, now under the input root only we are seeing the name, role, marks and branch. This only 4 field is showing because I have detached the class field from the input root. Okay, now with the help of attach, I am going to attach the class field. What I want to attach? I want to attach this uh, class field, because already inref1 is pointing till class that I have detached. To where I want to attach, I want to attach to a student. I want to attach to a student as previous sibling. So currently there is no sibling for this one, so I want this as a previous sibling. The previous sibling will be for a student, previous sibling will be this one. So it will be attached here. So let me execute the thing and show you. Okay, so if I will execute the thing, you can see, if I will again show you, you can see understand detail, you can see currently class is showing this is the first child. Now and now a student detail having the first child and the second child, but for the student this is the previous sibling. So if I will mention previous sibling, so it will be going to create before student. If I will be mentioning the next sibling, so it will be the going to create after a student. It will be going to create something here. Okay, in this way we can explain the thing. And let me just move forward and send the message to output. And so, and if I will again browse the output queue, let's see what is saying. Okay, so now you can see same thing, a student detail, under that we have the class, and further we have the student detail, under that we have the only name, roll number, marks and branch. Okay, so in this way we can explore the thing. Okay, so same thing, if you see here, same thing we have got. Okay, if I will just write here, right, same message we have got here, that I expecting. So in this way we can detach a portion of immersion and we can attach it. If I will explain the what are the possible things can possible in the attach and detach, if I will just do here remove, and if I will do, okay, just okay, you can see we have the 4 option we can write here. You can use the first child, last child, next sibling, previous sibling. So let me explain each one of them for this case. Okay, till a student detail, if I will be mentioning here as a next sibling, so what is going to happen? If I will mention here as a if I will mention here as a next sibling, this has been already detached, so it is detached. And if I will mention here as a next sibling, so it for a student, so for a student next sibling is this one. So here class tag is going to create. If I will mention as a previous sibling, so instead of here for a student previous sibling is where, here it is going to create. If I will mention as a first child for a student, the first child for a student is this, so here it is going to create. If I will mention the last child, so last child is where, so it will going to create here. Okay, so that's the all. Previous sibling is here, next sibling it will create here, first child it will create here, and last child it will create here. Okay, so this all thing you can explore by yourself, because I cannot show you everything because it will take a time and I don't want to make a video so much longer. Okay, so already it is video becomes so longer. Okay, but let me again summarize the thing in the few line of the code. Okay. Okay, so in this way you have explained the detach and detaching. So detaching means removing a certain part of a logical tree from the input. Detach means just removing the certain field from the input root, and attaching means removing that the field that we have detached to some other place where we want. Okay, so if I will summarize the thing in the just brief in 2 minutes. Create field, we can create the field in the output root. With the help of create field, we can create a field in output root. With the help of delete field, we can field that we created or the field that is present in the output root. With the help of null, we can again delete the field in the output root, or we can assign a value null to the output root. With the help of attach, we can with the help of detach, we can detach certain field from the input root. We can remove certain field from the input root. We can cut certain portion from the input root, certain field from the input root. And with the help of attach, we can paste, or we can attach the field that we have detached to the input root. Okay, so in this way we have explained the all four thing: creating field, deleting field, attach and detach. So I hope you have got the all the thing in detail. So again, if you have any doubt, any confusion, you can reach out to me. Thank you all.